family, good morning. We are pulling into the Manhattan Cruise Terminal right now, wrapping up our second 4-night cruise aboard the CARNIVAL Venezia. We sailed, as you may remember, on the 4-night inaugural sailing out of New York to Bermuda and back, and we are wrapping up our July 13th, 2023 sailing, another 4-night out of New York to Bermuda and back. And believe it or not everything was the same. So stay tuned to hear the differences that we made note of on this CARNIVAL Venezia cruise.
Everywhere we go, we turn to paradise. All I know is that I need you in my life. Let me show you how it feels to roll the dice. You know you want it, just say the word. Everywhere we go, we turn to paradise. All I know is that I need you in my life. Let me show you how it feels to roll the dice.
Okay, so the first major difference on this 4-night sailing in July of 2023 versus the inaugural US sailing that was also 4 nights in June 2023 is that the sailaway party took place on the main Lido deck on this sailing. On the June sailing that was the inaugural from the US, the sailaway took place on the aft Lido deck. More open but also very different to have sailaway on the aft. And this time around for the July sailing, it was kind of where you're used to sailaway on the main Lido for Carnival, but knowing that this was an old Costa ship, the main Lido looks very different than the main Lido on any other Carnival ship. So both sailaway experiences would have their benefits. As you know, if you watched our vlogs, we did sail away from our balcony on the US inaugural, but we actually went out and did sail away with the whole ship in the main Lido, on the main Lido for this second 4-night sailing. And it was Carnival. It was fun. It was exciting. It was, upbeat. It was Carnival. However, what I found different is when you're on the main Lido, you don't get that open feel where you get to see, the water on both sides of you. You have to kind of be up on deck. So main Lido is deck 10 here. You have to be up on like deck 11 or 12 to be on the open parts of the ship and to see like the Statue of Liberty and the World Trade Center and the bridges and all that. So you can't really be on the main Lido where the party is and see the open air wherever you're sailing away from. Right now it's New York. The ship will reposition to Florida. I believe it's in 2025, maybe the end of 2024. So wherever you're sailing away from on the CARNIVAL Venezia, you will have options of where to enjoy your sail away party. I'm not sure where Carnival is going to choose to keep this sail away party, whether they'll keep it on the aft Lido or if they'll keep it on the main Lido. But just wanted to let you know, you watch vlogs generally, I believe, for information to plan your future cruises, plan your future trips. So take everything we say with a grain of salt because we can only give you our current experience and our past experiences. And so, cruise lines can change it up a little bit. So that's the reason for this video. Just letting you know there are differences. There have been differences on the CARNIVAL Venezia 4-night sailing, but this goes for any cruise line, any cruise ship. Take what us vloggers, content creators, anyone, even someone writing a written review on Cruise Critic, is going to give you their experience, but you may or may not have the same experience. Another difference from this 4-night CARNIVAL Venezia cruise in July versus the 4-night CARNIVAL Venezia cruise we took about a month ago in June of 2023 is that there is an 80s party. So people had actually asked me during the inaugural sailing through Facebook Messenger, folks who knew I was on the ship, is there an 80s party? They were planning, their future cruises. There wasn't an 80s party it's the 80s rock and glow that Carnival is known for on many of its other ships. There wasn't an 80s party on the June 2023 sailing, but there was an 80s party on the July 2023 sailing. Both 4-night sailings, same itinerary. In terms of ports, same itinerary in terms of ports, but the itinerary on board, the schedule of events did change a little bit. So prepare for an 80s party. It may pop up on your sailing. Another difference between these two sailings, the July 2023 sailing that I'm currently on and the US inaugural sailing from June 2023, is that the white party took place on night 4, the last night on the ship. On this sailing, the white party took place on night 3 on the inaugural US sailing. So there is a white party either way you cut it, so prepare for your white party. However, the 80s party that I just mentioned is the party that took place on night 3 aboard the Venezia this time around. I'm not sure, again, what Carnival is going to choose to do and which ship itinerary they're going to keep in terms of the schedule of events on the ship, but just wanted to let you know, prepare for your white party, definitely, and prepare for an 80s party, possibly. Another major difference that we experienced aboard the Carnival Venezia for this second 4-night sailing is that there is a second sea day brunch. So there are 2 sea day brunches. There's a sea day brunch on day 2, which is a sea day, and day 4, which is a sea day. I know a lot of Carnival regulars are probably like, well, yeah, there's always sea day brunch. But on the inaugural US sailing, there was not a sea day brunch on day 4. So there actually are 2, at least we experienced 2, and we also had a sailing where we experienced only 1 offering. We did not go to the sea day brunch on the inaugural US sailing, but we did see it on the schedule, and we know that there was only 1 for that sailing as opposed to the 2 that we had here in July. So those are the major differences that we saw and experienced aboard the Carnival Venezia after sailing for 4 nights twice in 2023 for the inaugural season here in New York. And there are some smaller differences. I'm not sure how much of a difference or a big deal it would be to you, but I'm gonna mention them. So there's a Venetian mask night. It's actually formal night. And on formal night on the Venezia, it's expected, or you don't have to do it, but encourage that you wear a Venetian mask along with your formal wear. And so there was a mask making session during the inaugural US sailing where folks could make Venetian masks to wear to Venetian night or formal night. I wanted to go to it for this second sailing since I missed it on the first one. I already had Venetian masks, so I didn't have to worry about that. But I wanted to go to share with you what that Venetian mask session would be like. However, they didn't have it. So the Venetian mask making is not a guarantee on the Carnival Venezia. They still did have Venetian masks available for purchase by Pixels, the photo gallery, the photo area on the ship. However, we do encourage you, of course, if you want to buy it from Carnival, buy it from Carnival, but we encourage you to, look about your Venetian mask before getting on board the ship. Do not depend on a mask making session. They may have it, they may not. Again, this is an inaugural season, and Carnival can choose to do whatever they'd like with their programming and schedule. So this is just sharing with you what our experiences have been, what we've seen on both 4-night sailings so far. And again, this is for the 4-night. This ship offers so many different itineraries. They have 8-night sailings, they have 15-night sailings, and so for those sailings, I'm pretty sure you'll probably get everything that I'm saying you may or may not get on a 4-night. So there you have it. That's one of the smaller changes. The other small change that I noticed is at the captain's toast this time around in July. I'm almost sure, I have to go back and look at my vlogs, but I'm almost sure it's a different captain aboard the ship for the July sailing than there was for the June sailing. So yeah, I think the Carnival Venezia captain changed. I'll look at that and try to verify and pop it up on the screen if and when I verify that. So we hope that this information is helpful to you. We hope that you're enjoying planning your Carnival Venezia cruise, researching your Carnival Venezia cruise, and we do hope that you choose to sail on the Venezia. We think it's a great experience. We had a good experience both times. Just like any cruise, you'll have the good and the not so good, but there's no real bad cruise vacation in our book. So while we're still waiting to be called for disembarkation, can't remember if I said this in one of the vlogs during the cruise, but on disembarkation day for the first cruise, I talked about the heavy security presence and how it took away from the feel of the cruise and the drug sniffing dog on board. I didn't actually see the dog this cruise, but I actually know that people from our group saw him, and I did see security, but it wasn't as much as it was on the inaugural. For some reason, the inaugural sailing had security all over the place. They're here, but they weren't as pronounced as the earlier cruise. And the drug sniffing dog, I believe he was spotted on deck 4, he was spotted on deck 3, we were on deck 2, and I didn't see him. We didn't see him. So, others saw him, but apparently it wasn't as exaggerated as the inaugural cruise. Thank you for joining us. We hope this has been helpful, and we'll see you soon. Fam, I felt the need to put this video out almost immediately to make sure that folks understand the different possibilities for these things on board the Carnival Venezia. That said, I have lots of footage to go through for this Carnival Venezia Take 2 sailing. As this second time around, we were a part of the Melanin at Sea group cruise, which included special events in addition to the Carnival schedule. And this second time around gave us another opportunity in Bermuda. Plus, we had the honor to sail with some of our faves, whom we will spotlight throughout a portion of this series. If you haven't yet seen our Venezia inaugural series, go ahead and watch. Either way, please make sure that you are subscribed to our channel and hit that notification bell so that you can be among the first to know when we release the new Carnival Venezia Take 2 vlog series. Thanks for watching, take good care, and be blessed.